A Capitol Rioter this week, who is a former Navy reservist, so served the United States of America, and then, of course, participated in the Capitol Riot on January 6th, was sentenced to 4 years in prison. And perhaps one of the reasons that sentence was so harsh, because he was only found guilty of obstructing an official proceeding. But during the case, it was revealed that this 41-year-old former Navy reservist by the name of Hatchet had not only praised Adolf Hitler, but also, according to this, idolized the Unabomber. Two apparently of his role models, Adolf Hitler and the Unabomber. Let me read this. This is from the prosecutors in the case. It said, "It's not clear why this military veteran with a TS-SCI clearance became enamored with Hitler, began to embrace street fighting, and call for the execution of the country's entire Jewish population." So it's not just that he was enamored with Adolf Hitler, he was enamored with Hitler's beliefs, and even, again, according to the prosecutors in the case, called for the extermination of an entire race here in the United States. So this obviously brings up a couple of questions here. When did these idolizations of people like Hitler and the Unabomber emerge? Because this person had a security clearance, a pretty decent one. This person served in the United States Armed Forces. We used our tax dollars to train them how to use weapons. So was there any inkling at all that this individual had these extremist, genocidal beliefs while they were serving in the military? Because if so, then I think we need to kind of get a little tougher on who we're recruiting for the United States military. I think we need to have a review process to make sure there's not more people like this serving in our armed forces that we're training to use deadly weapons. And of course, giving security clearances to, which, as recent news reports tell us, that's not always a smart idea either. During the Iraq War, the Bush administration was having such a hard time recruiting people to the United States military, because at that point, everybody knew the war was based on lies, that they lowered the standards for who could get into the military. And if this individual is 41 years old now, and if they joined, when they were, right around military recruitment age, around age 20, that would be around that time. We had to lower the standards to let worse people in because we had not enough people to fill the ranks. So maybe, I don't know. I don't know when this individual began to hold those beliefs, but that kind of seems like something we need investigated in the United States military, because we do seem to have a rising problem of extremists within the ranks of the U.S. military. Now, the second part of this is that this is the kind of people that are attracted to Donald Trump. This is who he is cultivating as his base. Now, I'm not saying that all the MAGA hat-wearing idiots out there are horrible racists, but I'm saying that horrible racists do seem to admire Donald Trump. They flock to him, and they're willing to do whatever they think it is he is telling them to do. So maybe think twice before you put on that MAGA hat, because this is what most people see when you put it on. So that's just a word of caution to anybody out there possibly sporting some MAGA gear or a Trump flag or a Trump bumper sticker. They don't just see you as a Republican. I know I sure as hell don't. We see you as no different than Mr. Speed here, who idolized Hitler, idolized the Unabomber, wanted to exterminate every Jewish person in the United States. That is how we view Trump supporters. So ask yourself, is that how you want to be viewed? Because that is who you are aligning with when you back Donald Trump. Hey everyone, this is Aspen. And did you know that for the low cost of $0 per day, you can subscribe to the Fair and Balanced YouTube channel. We also encourage you to like, comment, and share. But again, click that subscribe button and help Aspen not be so grumpy.